Hello, Laura Leader here with Law Office Solution. I recently had someone working in a pleading with a caption similar to this ask me how they could get a line on the table cell borders because they actually already had lines like I have here, but they wanted to add cross actions and they couldn't get a line to appear between them. So I'm going to show how you would do that. And first, let me point out this is a table. It's a two-column table, and I know that because when I hover my mouse over it, I get a little handle here. Plus I have grid lines showing, which I'll show you how to turn on so that I can see where there's a table in the document, even if there are no borders. Now, to start adding the cross actions, because this is a table, if you just click in the last cell in the table, which is this one here on the right, and press the tab key, that will add a row to the table. And here we go. I'm ready to type my cross-action information here. But notice, let me zoom in on this a little bit, there's no border here. If I go to print, this line is not going to appear. That's just the grid line. I want a line to appear there. So what I want to do is select, by clicking and dragging, get that area selected, or if I just put my mouse pointer right above the table, I get a solid black arrow. I can click, and now I've selected the left column of my table. Now, once I've got part of the table selected, I will have a design and layout ribbon in Word 2007 and newer for the PC at any rate. And on design, you're going to have a button that says borders and also a button that says border painter, and either of these can be used. So I have this selected. What I want to put here is a horizontal inside border. So if I click the drop down by borders, I will see inside horizontal border. This is like an on-off button, so when I click it, it turns it on. Now if I turn that off, it's gone. I'll show you how I could use this border painter. If I click this button, and in different versions of Word it might say pencil instead of border painter, but you want to turn that on, and now when I move my mouse over it, I see this little paintbrush thing. If I click on the line, it will add a border to it. And the border it adds will look however you have the border set up here, which the default is just the single black line, which is what you would want in this situation. So with these, you can, let me click this to turn that off, sorry. You can click and drag, go to the borders. You could put borders on everything. You could take borders off of everything. You could put them just here and there with either these buttons or the border painter. Now those grid lines do not always show, and if your grid lines aren't showing, I would recommend you turn them on. And so while I'm here in this table, I want to show you where those are. As long as my cursor's in the table, I see my design and layout ribbons, and on layout, over to the left you'll see view grid lines. If I turn this off, see how they disappear? Now if I went in here and took all the borders off, let me go back to design and I'll go borders, no border, you'll see I wouldn't even necessarily know there was a table in the document. So I recommend having those on, and to get them on you need to click inside a table and then go to layout, view grid lines. And if you do that and then close out a Word, it will remember that setting, and in the future they should just be on. Now I was messing around and I accidentally took all my borders off, so let me put back the ones I want. And I will I'll use the little border painter to do it this time. So I'll click this. I wanted a border here, 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 and here.